And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Oxygen Not Included. And speaking of oxygen, we are running desperately low on said oxygen. So we really have to get this system up and running. Luckily, yeah, the system just finished researching the air filter. And so we have, where is it? Gas filter right here. So you can see you have a green input, a reddish purple output, and a white output. Essentially what that does is the reddish output is what you're filtering, and the white output is everything else. So we need a gas vent, and we're gonna put this puppy right up here, like right in here. Okay, and we're gonna get the gas, not the gas pipe bridge, we're just gonna get the gas pipe, and we're gonna bring it over to that. This really has to be built before we can do anything with it, so let's speed her up, and hopefully my poor oxygen starved people get to work on something here. As you can see, they are none too happy, and Bituminous Bear needs a ride on the massage table. Okay, we are needing to build this. There you go. Okay, let's pause. Now, this thing needs power, so let's first give it some power. And then we are going to set the, see here, this reddish thing? Filtered gas, and we are going to filter out hydrogen. Okay, so all of these things are stuff that we can filter out. Pretty cool. So hydrogen is going to be filtered out. That means we need to push, using a gas pipe, the hydrogen out of here right into there. If I do this, if I do liquid plumbing, nope, gas pump. This right here is carbon dioxide. This is oxygen. Nope. Gas pipe, oh yeah, there it is, oxygen. And gas pipe contents, hydrogen. So this is hydrogen, this is oxygen. They all have different colors. Okay, now the output is going to go, we're going to take this output and we're going to go right up here with it. We can't, well, we can go all the way up to there. So they'll have to dig out this behind here. Yeah, you can build tiles and stuff in front of pipes, but you can't have actual terrain. So let's get this going, and we're gonna, I want to stop this for now. It's just destroying everything. Deconstruct. Oh, you'll come down to deconstruct it, but you won't come down to build anything, huh? I see how you are. Okay, so far so good. Looks like they're kind of building from the top down. As it builds here, hopefully. Oh yeah. Twos. I don't even want to look at them. We're doing pretty good on food again. Our lice loafs looks like they reset. So this no longer is getting any power, which is what I wanted. Power. Did we run power? We did. And it should be close enough to this ladder where they'll be able to reach that. Okay, prioritize. There we go. Let's Kick it into higher gear here. Yeah, out of algae. Resources low algae. Resources low algae. This thing's out. This one's, well, was never hooked up. And this one is resources low as well. I had to run this for quite some time because they're coming in here and breathing, and it's lowering my concentration. So let's get this stuff built so we can get some oxygen going on here. Is this one... Oh, it is filterable. Okay. So you can see, let's slow her down. So, if I do gas piping, so there's some oxygen right there going up and being emitted by this vent. So I think we can hook this back up. We're going to hook this back up. So that means this thing will kick off. This will filter the water, and the fresh water will come down here, and we will get some really good oxygen out of it. So I'm gonna do a 9 on that. And this may be the last episode of this series before the new update comes out. I'm anticipating probably a little overlap. Oh, well, yeah, we got a little backed up pipe going on here. This should fix that. There it is. So now you can see the hydrogen. Every time this thing belts out some gas, and this is pumping that gas. And the hydrogen, let's go to gas pumping. Not sure. There's the gas. There's the hydrogen coming down. And it just generated a little bit of power. I'm not sure how to make this system work really, really efficiently, but this is the general idea of what you want. I would love to tap into one of these, like this huge hydrogen bubble right in here, but I'm afraid that when I dig down here, this hydrogen is going to start leaking out, and that would not be a good thing at all. I've got the airlocks in here to keep this air in here. See, this says max gas pressure, but it's not. I don't think. Oh yeah, that is high. Okay, this is working pretty good. And this is sending up lots of oxygen, I hope. How is this area doing? There we go, a little bit of oxygen blast. You can see the very light color when it does that. So it's pushing oxygen into the system here, which is what we want. So the next thing is an oxygen scrubber, or an air scrubber. But this produces contaminated water. So if I were to place this down, say like right here, and go to plumbing, so you can see it needs water and it puts out contaminated water. But that would be easy enough to include right in here. All we would need to do is put that in like that, and this straight down like that. And then we would need power. So So this will use a little bit of that clean water as well. When this kind of pauses and stops, this offers another way for that system to move. And it will help in getting rid of all the CO2 down here. We've got a high concentration of it. A lot more of it down here. You can see the pressure right in here, 870, 890, 600, 800, and down here is 340, 360. So it's all CO2, but there's not very much pressure at all. This thing is pulling in water, using water, consuming carbon dioxide. This never goes up. I am not sure if this is a bug, but it never goes up. So I think it might be. So if we look at this, it does indeed spit out contaminated water. Definitely does that. Okay, so we are pretty good on that, but this thing does not seem to be pulling carbon dioxide. It really doesn't. Although the pressure has gone down, that is something that is interesting. And how is my air up here? The air up here is actually getting a lot better. Although it looks like it's pushing the CO2 up into my base. So that's not good. I need their sleeping quarters to be free and clear. Because when they're sleeping, if they don't get enough oxygen, that is a big, big problem. Yeah, this atmosphere is already stifled. Just from them coming in and out of these doors and breathing in here. It's already in bad, bad shape. So this is very pressurized. Pump not in gas. Yeah, the pressure really doesn't move very fast for some reason. This water, this air pressure, this should pressurize this whole area really, really fast. I would have to put this like right above this thing in order to get the most potential out of it. How's my power doing with all these things working on? Yeah. We are in a CO2 kind of disaster zone right now. Everybody's hanging out by my gas vent. And my CO2 scrubber is pulling air, but it's not. I need this thing to pull air down, so I think I'm going to deconstruct these airlocks and allow the CO2 that's built up to kind of get sucked down into this low pressure area. I mean, it's not a vacuum, of course, but it's certainly not this pressurized. So it would be nice if they were to do that as soon as humanly possible, people. And there goes my power. I am out of coal. Bad times. This is sad times in here. So we've got a little bit of coal in there. There's some coal in there. In there. And everybody's sleeping. So they may or may not suffocate to death, but you know, you just never know with this game. So I'm going to do it in fast. Since this is probably the last episode before, I'm going to have to take a look at my calendar and see if it is indeed the last episode. But you can see there's already some pulling of CO2 down here, which is what we're going for. The pressure is normalizing. Uh-oh. I heard a beep beep. There's some power. See, this is pulling CO2 now, but I don't know if it's making a difference. I honestly have no idea. I mean, there's this, the new system has been, you know, the update will address some of these loss of the loss of mass. So the conservation of mass is very, very important in this game, and the mass that we lose is pretty vital. So yeah, how's the pressure? See, the pressure is dropping dramatically, even right around this vent, which should be, this thing should just be pumping out. Yeah, I think I put this would go a lot better if it was right above this thing here. Because look at the mass that we've got as far as pressure in here. You can see, I mean, the movement of the air in here is pretty crazy. And it looks like we've pulled quite a lot of that CO2 out, although there's lots left. This is about the place that my colony sort of collapses, just because the air pressure, once we run out of algae, I really struggle with the game. And you know, there are lots of things that we can do to mitigate that, but it's inevitable. The colony will collapse because you will always run out of algae, you will always run out of coal, you will always run out of water. There are little tricks and things that you can do to get little bits of water here and there, like force them to essentially vomit everywhere and collect it in a sort of a bottom pool, and you know, heat it up. And there's lots of things, but the new update will give us so many options, so many things to explore, that I'm so looking forward to it. And our food supply is nearly gone. We have, these things aren't growing anymore because the atmospheric pressure is too low. So yeah, this is the CO2 death. And this thing just cannot put out enough. So I wonder if I did something like, see, we have some hydrogen down here. Why isn't this going up here? It's the only thing, is I don't want any hydrogen leaking out into the main world here, because it would inevitably pool somewhere in my base. Looks like there's already some hydrogen in here. Why do I have hydrogen in my base? That is not a good thing to have, because it never goes away. It will always linger. So yeah, bad times. But we covered the liquid systems, we covered the air systems. We've got the air deodorizer that cleans out that contaminated oxygen, and it uses sand to do so. Speaking of sand, we have used filtration medium. We have used a minuscule amount of the sand so far. Power-wise, we've pretty much covered everything. We've got the batteries, we've got wires. The new update will add more complexity into the electrical grid. Wires can now only hold so much load, and if you put too much power through them, they will break or do bad things. The food system we'll cover more in depth later. Plumbing we've covered. We've done lots and lots of stuff with plumbing. Okay, yeah, we don't need a mouth breather. Fertilizer maker just uses contaminated water to make fertilizer. So, yeah, that's one other use for your contaminated water, but not very much. Nothing really uses fertilizer right now, so we don't have a need for that. Medication, haven't gotten any battles. That part of the game is really not fleshed out yet. So that is where we stand on that. We got the computers and all the supercomputers. Mess tables I've got up here. Everybody can eat right up here. And my stress is going through the roof. Turner. And Tristitan. So yeah, I'm not sure what the electrolyzer, how many electrolyzers you need per dupe is, but I know it's got to be more than one. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this is, I mean, it's doing a good job, but that air pressure just takes a while to move. Anyway, that will do it for this episode. And I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.